Good morning on this November 1st, 2020 fall day. Welcome to Colorado. I'm Dennis Rousseau with AircraftPost's Rousseau Report. Today we're going to talk about the Citation Sovereign and its successor, the Sovereign Plus, which may beg the question, why am I showing you a photo of a Citation XLS? The answer is actually very simple. If we look at just the nose section of a Sovereign and XLS, it's difficult to tell the difference, and the reason is they both use the same nose and fuselage cross-section. Although the Sovereign was certified as a clean sheet design and issued a FAR 25 and JAR 25 type certificate. As a matter of fact, the XL, XLS, XLS Plus, Sovereign, Sovereign Plus, Citation 10, and Citation 10 Plus all use the same fuselage cross-section, and this was used for 1,774 citations to date. But it's not unlike Gulfstream using the G1 fuselage for the G4, the 5, the 450-550, or Bombardier still using the same fuselage cross-section for the Challengers and Global Express, or Dassault with the Falcon 2000 and 900 series. One way to tell the difference is by looking at the whole aircraft, and then the difference becomes apparent. The one on the left is the Sovereign with 8 cabin windows, and the one on the right, the XL series, which includes the XLS and XLS Plus. They have 6 windows, and a major differentiator being the empennage. Both have a cruciform tail, but much different design, and of course each platform was designed to suit a specific mission. The Sovereign was launched in 1999 to compete in the mid-sized business jet market, the best-selling segment of all pre-owned business jets today. By way of example, in the third quarter 2020, there were 58 pre-owned mid-sized jets sold, compared to 21 super mid-size and 23 ultra-long range. The Sovereign offers a well-honed balance of performance, cabin comfort, and cost, and doesn't stray from Cessna's design philosophy. Composites are used in typical places such as the radome and wing fairings, but for the most part, the aircraft is built using old-fashioned aluminum alloys with mechanical controls and cables. To eliminate complexities, and by keeping it simple, there are less things to break. Nothing too high-tech or over-the-top, which helps keep costs at a reasonable level. If there's anything high-tech about the aircraft, it can be found in the engines and cockpit, which we'll address in just a minute. In 2004, after 4 years of development, the Sovereign entered service at a price point of $14 million, which was on par with its main competitors, the G150 and Hawker 850 XP, which would soon become the 900 XP. As you can see, the aircraft are fairly close in all categories. They all have LCD panels in the cockpit, similar stage lengths, and all have forward galleys and aft lavatories. Where the Sovereign excels is with its 47,000-foot certified ceiling and cabin altitude of 7,200 feet, double club seating, 6,000-hour engine TBO, and best of all, its full fuel payload capacity, short field performance, and 100 cubic feet of external baggage storage, which is rare for an aircraft in this class. With all the positive attributes, like most aircraft, it does have its shortcomings, such as burning 50 gallons per hour more fuel than the competition. The Pratt & Whitney Canada PW306C, as in Charlie engines, are full FADEC and have a 6,000-hour TBO, versus the competition's 5,000-hour interval with the TFE 731s. This engine is flying on 349 Sovereigns and has accumulated over 2.5 million hours. For ground power, the Sovereign uses the RE 100 APU, the same one used on the Citation Latitude and the Falcon 8X. The Honeywell Primus Epic, with 4 flat panel LCDs, is the avionics system for the Sovereign and features 4 modular avionics units consisting of 2 primary flight displays, 1 multifunction display, and 1 ICAS. As well, dual FMS, dual AHRS, and GPS are integrated into the system. As a side note, the Primus Epic is the same platform Gulfstream uses for the 450, 550, and 650, and Dassault for the 2000, 900 Easy, and the 7 and 8X. The standard Sovereign interior consists of a forward galley, 2 double clubs, and an aft chemical lab. There are a couple of options that can be incorporated. One is installing a single side-facing seat, which reduces the length of the galley, and the other basically replaces the galley with a two-place side-facing divan. Another option that came along late in the production run was replacing two aft club seats with a three-place divan, which we'll address in a moment. What we need to keep in mind, although the aircraft is in the mid-size category, it's 5 feet 5 inches wide at its widest dimension, but only 3 feet 3 inches at the floor. In order to achieve the 5 foot 7 inch cabin height, the Sovereign incorporates a 13-inch wide drop dial, similar to its competitors. As we enter the cabin, if we have a single side-facing seat, it shortens the galley, whereas void of the seat, you can create ample workspace well suited for 8 passengers. As you can see, when we add the two-place divan, we basically eliminate the galley. Directly behind the PIC seat is a crew closet and space for a cabin management system. The standard interior configuration features 8 single seats in a double club arrangement, which does accommodate 8 passengers comfortably. Now let's circle back to the 3-place divan and place the 2 seats, and recall the drop dial is only 13 inches wide. Then try to imagine seats full for a coast-to-coast flight. It's like trying to put 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag. The full-width aft lavatory is 2.5 feet in length, has a window on each side, and in between the commode and vanity is a full-width luggage area that's 2 feet long and adds to the 100 cubic foot external baggage compartment. And when factoring the size of the forward crew closet, the Sovereign has the largest baggage compartment in class. With regard to avionics, there are various cabin management systems that can be added, and of course, SATCOM, Wi-Fi, and broadband are also available. But for avionics options, there aren't many, considering the Sovereign comes standard equipped with all that would be needed for an aircraft in this class. Most notable, you can add a flight data recorder, a second ADF, or second high-frequency radio. But one aftermarket option that does stand out are transitional winglets that cost $415,000. They were certified in 2017 and provide a roughly 300 nautical mile increase in range, bringing it to 3,000 miles. It also has higher cruise speeds and lower fuel burns, and they cut the initial time to climb in half. Not to mention, they certainly add to the overall ramp appeal. In 2012, with 349 Sovereigns in service, Cessna updated the aircraft and rebranded it the Sovereign Plus. It has a 9-foot longer wingspan, incorporating swooplets as opposed to winglets. And with greater length, they increase fuel capacity, which brings the max range to just under 3,000 nautical miles. Also, with full fuel, the Sovereign Plus can carry 7 passengers versus 5 with full fuel in the Sovereign. When viewing both aircraft from the aft side, the swooplets and additional length become even more apparent. It should be noted this wing is the same used on the Latitude, which we'll address in our next session. Another improvement brought to the Sovereign Plus was the Garmin 5000 cockpit, featuring 3 14-inch LCDs, which can operate as a primary flight display for each pilot and a multifunction display in the center. And as you can see, there are much fewer knobs and buttons than found on the Sovereign. Synthetic vision is standard as are auto throttles. The Garmin 5000 is so integrated and advanced, we could actually accommodate a full session just talking about the Garmin 5000. We'll get into that, though, in more detail when we discuss the Latitude and Longitude. The engines were upgraded to the Pratt & Whitney PW306D Delta, which provide more thrust, which obviously translates into better performance. Both the Sovereign and Sovereign Plus can make Western Europe nonstop from New York. However, on the return, plan on a tech stop for fuel. The interior was also upgraded with redesigned IPECO seats, sidewalls, and PSU panels. In addition, Cessna's Clarity cabin management system, which employs full fiber optic technology, was standard, as was AirCell GoGo Biz, the Wi-Fi network that started the broadband in-flight revolution. Let's now take a look at how both aircraft are performing in the market. The Sovereign currently shows 22 available aircraft with ask prices ranging from $2.9 to $8.8 million. They show an average market time of 282 days and an absorption rate of 18.9 months. On the transaction side, there have been 7 sales with prices ranging from 3.7 to 5.4. Residual values are not faring well. As we look at a 2008 year model, we see they've retained only 34% after 12 years. The Sovereign Plus market shows 10 available aircraft, representing 10.9% of the fleet, which to date, there are 92 aircraft in service. There have been 2 pre-owned transactions with selling prices of $8.8 and and $10.1 million. Based on a $16 million selling price new for a 2013 year model, the Sovereign Plus shows a value retention of 59%, or a year-over-year loss of 5.7%, which for today's business jet markets, it's about average. The Sovereign ceased production in 2013 when the Sovereign Plus entered service. In 2014, Cessna delivered 31 Sovereign Pluses into service, then 21 in 2015, 12 in 2016, and through the end of October 2020, 3 new Sovereign Pluses entered service. The Latitude, which uses a Sovereign Type Certificate, entered service in 2014, and by 2016, Cessna was delivering 46 aircraft into service, followed by 56 in 2017 and 57 in 2018. Year-to-date, 2020, we show 18 Latitudes delivered, which is indicative of the state of the overall business jet markets. Now, the Latitude does offer a flat floor versus a trough floor, and once again, we'll get into that a little bit later because from my perspective, what Cessna did in terms of engineering to build the Citation Latitude on the Citation Sovereign Type Certificate is absolutely amazing. I'm Dennis Rousseau with AircraftPost Rousseau Report. Until next time, stay healthy. Have a good day.